In this video, I am going to speak to you about 4 branches of diabetes, and then I'll pick one of the branches and then link it to kidney failure. What I've realized is that kidney failure is now becoming very common and rampant among our society. At least 1 out of 10 people you see on the street are having kidney issues, in one way or the other. This has made it so difficult for a lot of people to even have access to proper kidney, treatment, because the pressure on the, facilities that, treat kidney disease is too much because of the the number of people who are now having it. And one thing also I realized over the period, over the years, is that sometimes most health experts who normally advise people on how to prevent or how to protect themselves from having any issues with their kidney, they mostly concentrate on the diet. You understand? So you normally hear most of the health experts that they will be speaking to you about how to avoid certain food like alcohol, highly processed meat, energy drinks, things, food that if you continue to eat might damage the kidney. These are some of the things most of the health experts normally hammer on, forgetting the fact that other health conditions such as cardiac arrest, such as diabetes, can also attribute or can also cause the kidney to also fail. It is against this backdrop that I have decided to, in today's video, come to throw certain light on it, so that in as much as you are taking good care of your diet or you are eating well, you can also try and then make sure you don't develop diabetes, because when you end up getting diabetes, chances are that you might end up having issues with your kidney. Now, what is diabetes? But before we go on to the whole issue, let me kindly plead to you to subscribe to the channel. Yes, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and do not forget to click onto the notification bell icon, select all, so that anytime we come your way with videos such as this one, you will be in a very good position to get notified. And copy the link of this video, share to any WhatsApp group, any social media group you belong. Please kindly share the link of this video to them, so that they can also watch it and benefit from it. And please kindly watch this video all the way to the end. Yes, if you have watched it to this stage, please, I will urge you to proceed, watch till the end, because at the end of the day it is going to help you. Now, what is diabetes? Diabetes is simply means the glucose level, or the amount of glucose in your blood exceeds the required limit. You understand? And most people think that diabetes is caused by too much intake of sugar. No. What you need to know is that anything that you put in your mouth as food contain glucose, contain sucrose, or contain sugar. You understand? So if you are in Ghana, let me use Ghanaian food. So if you are in Ghana and you eat food like kenke, you eat food like ampesi, fufu, rice. Even though rice is a foreign food, but Ghana, we have embraced it. I mean, our local food. All these local food, the likes of aprepensan, the likes of eto, tuzafi, all the foods, banku, and so on and so forth, akpele, akao, and the rest. All of them, contain some, amount of glucose in them. You understand? So even if you have stopped taking in white sugar, you still need to check your diet very well. Otherwise, you might end up, developing diabetes. You understand? So at the end of the day, if anytime you eat, there's going to be too much sugar in the blood or glucose in the blood. There is something God has, installed in our system, an organ called pancreas. This pancreas is responsible for secreting a hormone, secreting a fluid. This fluid is called insulin. Now, this insulin is discharged into the bloodstream anytime you eat. And what does this insulin, do? All it does is to, process the glucose and then take it out from the blood, and then the liver too will absorb some of the glucose and then store it, turn the glucose into what we call glucagon. That can be also used later, as energy. So this insulin is always there to check the level of your blood glucose, because the blood glucose shouldn't exceed a certain limit. Maybe it shouldn't exceed 6.9, or it shouldn't exceed 7. So anytime it exceeds 7, it tells you that you are having issues. Now, sometimes when you eat too much of some of these food, which produces a lot of glucose in your system, the pancreas will always keep on producing insulin into the bloodstream. So a time is going to come, whether you have eaten or not, the pancreas will always think that you have eaten, therefore it will always produce insulin. And this normally occurs to people who eat indiscriminately, people who eat just like that. There are some people, anytime they eat, anytime they can eat. Morning they will eat, mid-morning they will eat, afternoon they will eat, mid-afternoon they will eat, evening they will eat, even at midnight they will eat. So if you keep on eating just like that anyhow, automatically the pancreas will assume that since you have been eating anyhow, the pancreas will always be producing insulin. So this insulin will automatically be produced whether you've eaten or not. Now, when this thing happens, the body will begin to reject the insulin. You understand? The body will begin to reject the amount of insulin you produce, because the insulin will become too much in the system. So you will suffer from what we call hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia is a situation whereby there are excess insulin inside your blood, and the body is not using it. So the moment the body begins to reject the insulin you are producing, it will get to a time, even when you eat and the pancreas produces insulin, the body will still not use it. The insulin will not be able to function as it is supposed to be. So therefore you realize that, one, there is an insulin in your system very well, but two, this thing too will not be what? The glucose or the food, the glucose in your system will not be processed. So we call it type 2 diabetes. This is where type 2 diabetes occurs. This is where type 2 diabetes occur. So we have type 1 diabetes, we have type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is inborn, it's genetic, it's something which a person is born with. I hope you understand. Yeah, a person is born with it, and that one we call it insulin dependent diabetes. The person is not having, or the pancreas of the person is not able to produce more insulin, so the person will be dependent on external insulin. That's where you see those people always injecting themselves. And then the type 2 is the one I just explained to you in simple man's term. That is there's insulin in your blood, but at the end of the day, the body is not using the insulin. So you realize that your sugar level will always be shooting. So that one, we call it insulin resistant. The body will resist the amount of insulin in your what? In your system. Now, this is diabetes for you. So having developed diabetes, diabetes is one health condition which doesn't, strive alone. It always look for friends to sit with them. So this diabetes will go and invite, other friends, like diabetic cardiomyopathy. It means it will affect your heart. It will go and invite another friend called diabetic retinopathy, which is it will affect your retina, your eyes, always having blurred vision. Okay, and then it will also go and then invite another friend of his, which is called diabetic neuropathy. This is where people who have diabetes will develop sore, and this sore will never be cured. It can never be treated, or chronic sore. And then at the same time, if the person is a man, the person cannot function well in the other room. If the person is a woman, the woman will not be able to conceive. I hope you understand. We call it diabetic neuropathy. You realize that such a person will be having, a hot, feet. Yes, we call it diabetic neuropathy. And he wouldn't stop there. He will also go and invite another friend called diabetic nephropathy. This is our topic for the day: diabetic nephropathy. Diabetic nephropathy is a situation whereby the excess sugar in the system have been able to affect the nephrons of the kidney, because when there are too much glucose in your system, what happens is that the kidney will be able, or the kidney is designed in such a way that it always filter out things that the body doesn't need. And in this case, the body doesn't need glucose. So as part of getting rid of the glucose, it is the responsibility of the kidney to filter out this excess blood. That is where always people who have diabetes, when they taste their urine, you see that the urine will taste sugary. Yes, because it tells you that the kidney is trying to do something to help you. So in trying to help you in this instant, you realize that the sugar will begin to destroy the nephrons, will begin to destroy the sieve. The nephrons are like sieve which filter. It's like a filter. So, and we have it millions in the kidney. Each kidney is having more than millions, 1 million, 2 million, thousands of millions of nephrons in one kidney. But this sugar will be able to destroy virtually all of them. And when this thing happens, the person will be called, or the person will be suffering from kidney failure. Because when your nephrons get destroyed, automatically, your kidney will stop working. Your kidney will fail. You suffer from, either acute kidney failure or, chronic kidney failure. Within 6 months, your kidney can fail. That is acute. You understand? So this is what I want each and every one of us to learn. Most of the people who are on dialysis as we speak, if you go and ask them, they will all tell you that they got their kidney issues from diabetes. So my brother, my sister, if you happen to see this video and you know any family member who is having diabetes, please, before it becomes too late, try and then advise the person to treat the diabetes head on, to face the diabetes head on, because the diabetes might end up affecting the person's kidney. Unfortunately, yes, there is this thing I would like to show you. This leaf. In my next video, I will try my possible best to shoot a separate video and tell you exactly what herb you can use to treat yourself from diabetes, chronic diabetes. Don't worry. And you can also see some flyers of a product of mine, natural plaque herbal powder. Pick any of the numbers on that flyer. Whether you are in Europe, wherever you are, just WhatsApp us, give us WhatsApp audio or WhatsApp message. Sometimes if you call WhatsApp, if you call us through WhatsApp, we find it difficult to pick. Okay, so the best way is to just make audio or to just type and place your order. If we can send it to you where you are, we will tell you, because there are certain countries we can't, ship medications to. Now, in the meantime, you can use these leaves. You can see I have in my hand. If you are suffering from diabetes, you can just pick, 2 of the leaves like this, and then I've done it before, so I'm just demonstrating it to you. You can insert it in your shoes. Okay, insert it in your shoes, and then wear it, so that throughout the day you will be having this thing, sitting under your feet, in your shoes like this. Okay, so supposing this is the shoe, you can insert it as your shoe liner, and then you step on it. But this time around, take off the socks, because you have to make sure your feet get direct contact with the leaf. The leaf is going to do some magic. The leaf is going to do some wonders. Okay, you can do the same thing with this one, right? Okay, yes. So do it. Even if you are in the house, you are wearing slippers like this, you can just do it as someone who is suffering from diabetes. Okay, continue to do this for quite some time, and I can assure you that everything is going to be okay. So in my next video, I'm going to show you one herbal plant you can use orally. This one is externally, but orally I will show you something you can use in order to stop your diabetes, so that you don't end up failing your kidney or damaging your kidney. Share this video to your friends and family and people around you, and if this happens to be the very first time you are watching us, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click onto the notification bell icon, select all, so that anytime you come your way with videos like this, you'll be the very first person to get notified. If you have any suggestion whatsoever, let us know in the comment area. We will do justice to it. I'll see you in the next one.